person who doesn't know that is you.
We've got more leverage than you might think.
Please tell me you have some good news. Lizzie, thank you. Give it down.
If you want to do something for Michael, beef. You talked about an exit strategy. That just became more important.
I just heard that Cameron Matheson lost his home in the wildfires in Leh. I'm not a fan of Drew, but I can't help but feel for him and his family right now. Out of nowhere, someone apparently wants Sonny gone? The writers seriously couldn't come up with anything better for Michael than this. Sonny's been playing it calm in the business for a while now, and all of a sudden, bam, this random threat pops up. Makes zero sense. And seriously, I cannot wait for Joss to tear Willow to shreds. She's sleazy, and Joss is the only one who can give her the smackdown she deserves. Carly should follow up with a good old-fashioned Carly-style tear down of both Willow and Drew. They both need it. But all sarcasm aside, my heart goes out to everyone on the West Coast dealing with this nightmare, especially Cameron Matheson. I'm hoping for a downpour, because let's be real, you can always rebuild a roof, but lives are way more important. I'm praying for everyone's safety and that they can recover from this disaster. I mean, seriously, no shame at all from these two. Joss, do your thing. And can we just talk about Nina, Willow, and Drew? They really deserve each other. They should just go take their seats in the character closet already. And here's the thing. Just because Willow's developing feelings for another man doesn't mean she stops caring about the father of her children, especially when he's hanging on by a thread in critical condition. I get it. Willow should be at the hospital, but Drew? He should have stayed in DC, where he belongs. The two of them showing up together, it's like they're twisting the knife. But hey, I guess that's what soap operas do best, create more drama, so buckle up, everyone. Honestly, I wish it wouldn't always be someone coming after Sonny. Can it just be a simple, everyday thing like a malfunctioning fireplace? But nope. It'll be another "this is Sonny's fault" because of his lifestyle storyline. Yawn. I'm just hoping it's an electrical malfunction and not yet another attempt on Sonny's life. I really don't want to see the whole everyone jump on Sonny scenario again. The kids barely get any screen time anyway, so why not just have Michael take them and leave town for a change? Something simple for once. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. So they needed some kind of story to explain why Michael would just up and leave, huh? It's not like they could have him just walk out the door and disappear forever without any explanation, because we all know how you'd be clutching your pearls if that happened. Seriously. Would it make sense for someone like Michael to just bail without even a goodbye to his kids? I mean, come on, if he was shot, that'd be a way easier out for the writers. But no, of course, they need a more complicated explanation. Like, oh, Michael's going off for recovery or plastic surgery. Classic soap opera move, right? But hey, I just love how everyone worships Carly now. Let's not forget, this is the same woman who slept with her biological mother's husband. But sure, let's put her up on a pedestal. And every time there's a recast on this show, everyone has something to say. Like, really? You honestly think you'd be cool with them recasting Michael? I don't think so. Let's not kid ourselves, though. Michael chose to leave. He wasn't fired, he made the decision. So, of course, the writers had to cook up a storyline that made sense and didn't make him look like a total jerk who just abandons his children. Thank God for Willow, though. She was smart enough to come around, although, let's be real, Michael wouldn't even be in this situation if he hadn't gotten hurt in the first place. Go Joss, though, giving Willow exactly what she deserves. Mini Carly in the making. And then there's Lulu, kept in a coma for 4 years. Sure, they recast her, but at least the character still exists in the world. They can totally do the same for Michael, and let's all pray he heals up. Now, the Drew or Willow storyline, yikes. What started out as a fresh character is now just, well, I can't even watch a scene with them without cringing. I actually mute the sound and walk away. It's that bad. And let's not forget about the West Coast fires. Big shout out to Cameron Matheson and all those affected. Our hearts go out to you during this time. But back to Michael, I'm betting his exit is temporary. He's too important to just drop from the story, so don't hold your breath. Once he deals with his personal stuff, he'll be back. Now, let the drama begin with Joss, because we all know the fallout is coming when Drew and Willow finally show up. They deserve every bit of it, and frankly, it's too little, too late for Willow. Next, we'll probably have Nina and Martin scheming together to take advantage of the crisis and swoop in on the kids. Can't wait for that. Drew showing up at the hospital? Perfect timing. Can't wait for their little affair to go public so everyone can finally see just how terrible they both are. Honestly, Drew strolling into GH is like a slap in the face to everyone there, except, of course, for his partner in crime, Willow. If they get dragged into it by the rest of the team, they've absolutely earned it. And seriously, Martin and Nina, are we really doing this? Talking about divorce and custody while Michael's hanging on by a thread. Classy. I can already hear Joss going off on Willow, and I wouldn't mind seeing Sunny tear into Drew for the sheer audacity of him showing up there. What is Drew even doing there? And sure, Willow's still legally Michael's wife, but can we stop pretending she's some innocent victim? She's not. Drew made it clear that what he and Willow do is their business, so come on, Carly, give them a piece of your mind. We need that drama. Also, seriously, how did Brennan manage to get to Jocelyn? Sidwell? Cyrus? The WSB? How did they even get into Sunny's place? Soap opera logic, right? And Michael, remember when he was just a kid and they tried to take out Sunny? Well, now he's woken up, all grown up and with a whole new mindset. Will this be the moment Michael transforms again, especially with someone trying to take down Sunny? Guess we'll see. Oh, and let's talk about Martin's plan to use Sunny's mob ties against Michael in the custody battle. How classy, right? Michael can't even defend himself, and here's Martin using his family's situation against him. I just hope Michael's family steps up and fights hard for his rights. And let's be real, Willow, she's no saint. So Drew's off his rocker, and Willow's lawyer is already plotting how they can twist this into something they can use to their advantage. I mean, seriously, it's almost impressive how they're spinning it. She's the only one who can take care of them right now, so she needs to focus on them. Forget Drew, right? Classic. Oh, and then there's the small matter of Sasha being in his will. Why? Because she's pregnant. Drew trusts her more than anyone. She'll be the one making all the decisions for Michael. And let's be real, that child she's carrying? Hair to everything. This is where the bombshell drops. Sasha's carrying Michael's baby, and no one saw that coming. Cue the drama. Of course, Willow and Sasha are about to clash over this, because when do they not? And don't even get me started on Nina. She'll be in the middle of it all, stirring the pot like she always does. But here's the kicker, Michael's baby is in real danger now. That's where the Quartermaines and the Corinthos families come in. They'll need to rally to protect that baby, just my opinion. And let's talk about Joss telling Willow off. Oh, I was practically waving my church hands in the air. Willow totally deserved that smackdown. I don't care what anyone says about Joss, she was right. The lack of self-awareness from Willow is absolutely next level. Someone please give her a mirror. On a more serious note, my thoughts and prayers are with Cameron Matheson and his family, as well as everyone else who has lost their homes or loved ones. I've been through that kind of devastation, and I know just how hard it is. They really need our love and support. And then there's Carly and Diane, absolute queens. Nina thought she had those kids in her pocket, but Carly and Diane were having none of it. Chef's kiss. Joss should have slapped Willow too, just to seal the deal. And finally, Jason walking into Michael's hospital room. Yeah, I'm already crying. Again. I'm really losing all respect for Willow's character at this point. Everyone's quick to blame Drew for betraying Michael, but let's not forget, Willow's just as guilty, so Jocelyn finally let Willow in on the big secret. Apparently, she's a skank who thinks she's too good for everyone. Well, that's one way to put it. And then Jason, drowning in memories of Michael. Cue the tears. I'm so moved. Seriously though, I'm starting to wonder if Willow's going to stand her ground against Carly, Christina, and Josh. Spoiler, I'm not betting on it. A round of applause for Joss. Seriously, that was perfection. I couldn't have said it better myself. Oh, and now we've learned that Willow, charming nickname, really will totally pull the plug on Michael just to hang on to those kids. What a saint of a wife and mother, right? Her heart's just overflowing with goodness. If you really loved Michael Drew, maybe stop sleeping with his wife. Just a thought. Portia, though, I wasn't a fan at first. I mean, she was playing nice with Jordan while secretly eyeing her man. Super classy. But now, I've come around. I kinda love how she'll throw down for the people she cares about, no matter who's throwing shade. And the best part, she's not afraid of anyone. Can't hate on that, even if you tried. Oh, and did anyone check if General Hospital set was affected by the California fires? Because honestly, that might be the most important update right now. Now, back to Willow. I get the complaints about her being a bad parent. I'm on board with that. But calling her a bad parent just because she cheated? Come on. If we're going down that road, then we'd have to say Michael's a terrible parent too. The real issue? Willow's total lack of a spine. She just does whatever anyone tells her, making decisions based on her own selfish needs instead of, I don't know, thinking about her kids for once. Case in point, dragging Wiley to DC, leaving Amelia behind, and then having a cozy little affair while the kid's in the other room. Brilliant. Totally brilliant. And Nina's not helping at all. She's over there pulling the strings, trying to manipulate Willow into making everything worse. Remember when Harmony warned Carly about Nina's obsessive ways before she died? Yeah, that's still happening. Nina's love is about as smothering as it gets, and Willow? Well, she's just stuck in her little cult of one, following whatever direction Nina points her in. I know none of us are exactly fans of Drew, but instead of piling on with more negativity about him, maybe, just maybe, we could send some positive thoughts Cameron's way. He did lose his home in the California fire, and honestly, this is a devastating time for the entire state. No negativity, please. Right now, Cameron could probably really use a few kind words, even if we can't stand the character he plays. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, Cameron, and with everyone affected in California. Let's remember it's not just actors who have lost everything. Regular people, like us, are in the same boat. Some didn't even have insurance to fall back on. So if you can, find a way to help, whether it's sending clothes, blankets, or anything you can. And if that's not possible, just pray for everyone in need. Now on to more pressing matters. I've got a wild theory about Drew, which I just had to share. Ever wonder if Drew's a little lower than scum? I bet he's whispering to Willow right now, hey, if I die, you get the kids all to yourself. And I'm sure Nina's dancing with glee at the thought of finally having total access to the kids. Or maybe Carly will go for custody and end up fighting Willow. But here's a fun one from my dream last night. What if Shiloh isn't actually dead? I mean, his name's been popping up a lot lately, which, never happens when they're really dead. What if Drew's been wearing one of those fake masks, like Faison and Duke did? Or maybe had plastic surgery to look like Shiloh? It would explain his sudden obsession with Willow, and the whole Wiley's my son thing. Oh, and remember Cyrus? He was in the Dawn of Day cult and doing Shiloh's bidding. Maybe Cyrus killed Sam for Shiloh. Okay, it's just a fun theory. Probably too crazy, right? But hey, it's not today's plot, so why not dream big? And before I go off on another tangent, here's something I need to address. Celebrities can rebuild tomorrow. They're set for life. Yeah, right. This isn't about that. Here's a perfect example from Billy Crystal. The Crystals lost their home of 46 years in the Pacific Palisades fire. And while I'm sure some people will just think, oh, they can rebuild, they're rich, here's what Billy had to say. Words cannot describe the enormity of the devastation we are witnessing and experiencing. We ache for our friends and neighbors who have also lost their homes and businesses in this tragedy. Janice and I lived in our home since 1979. We raised our children and grandchildren there. Every inch of our house was filled with love, beautiful memories that can't be taken away. We are heartbroken, of course, but with the love of our children and friends, we will get through this. We pray for the safety of the firefighters and first responders. The Pacific Palisades is a resilient community of amazing people, and we know in time it will rise again. It is our home. So maybe have a little compassion. It's not just about rebuilding, it's about losing everything: memories, loved ones, homes. It's bigger than any paycheck. Sorry for the book, just had to get that off my chest. Michael's recording of Drew and Willow in the nursery is bound to stir up some major drama. It's a surprising development that could have significant consequences for everyone involved, especially while Michael is recovering from his injuries. In a situation like this, it's natural to wonder if this might lead to a shift in custody arrangements, possibly allowing Carly to step in as the primary caregiver for Amelia and Wiley. Perhaps Willow could have supervised visits, ensuring the children remain in a stable and supportive environment. I have to admit, I always found the comparisons of Michael and Willow to Edward and Leela a bit of a stretch. They've been a steady couple, but their dynamic always felt more about shared responsibilities than passionate connection. That said, Willow's recent choices show a more complex side of her, and it's clear her story is taking an unexpected turn. As for Drew, it might be time for him to reflect on his decisions, as his actions are bound to ripple through the lives of those closest to him. I can't help but think how AJ would have responded if he were still around. He'd definitely have some strong words for everyone involved. Willow's decision to leave for DC with Wiley to be with Drew has raised eyebrows, particularly given the lack of communication with Michael. It would be considerate for Willow to reassess her choices, especially regarding the ring Michael gave her, which holds sentimental value. Returning it might provide some closure if she's ready to move forward. Her presence at the hospital, showing concern for Michael, is admirable, but it's important to balance these gestures with clarity and honesty about her intentions. Prioritizing the well-being of her children and maintaining open communication with their family could help everyone navigate this challenging time. I imagine Joss, Sunny, and Carly will have plenty to say as the situation unfolds, but it's also a moment for understanding and accountability. Every decision has its impact, and hopefully everyone can find a path forward that prioritizes healing and harmony for the family. Lastly, let's take a moment to send our thoughts and prayers to Cameron Matheson, Drew, who has experienced the heartbreaking loss of his home in California. It's a tough time for many, and we can be grateful that he and his family are safe. Let's continue to keep him and others affected by this in our hearts. Let's hope Willow doesn't suddenly swoop in to make decisions for Michael just because she's technically still his wife. I mean, come on, writers, handle this properly, please. Michael was filing for divorce, remember? Add in her little habit of cheating and continuing to cheat, and any competent attorney, cough Diane, would have her power of attorney revoked in a heartbeat. But hey, this is soap opera logic, so who knows what twist they'll throw in. The real tragedy? Michael and Willow never had a simple one-on-one conversation. Imagine that. Instead, we got Nina, Drew, Martin, Carly, Jason, and Diane poking their noses in, ensuring things stayed as dramatic and convoluted as possible. Maybe, just maybe, if everyone had backed off, Michael and Willow could have reached an amicable agreement. But where's the fun in that? Speaking of drama, poor Cameron Matheson, Drew. He lost his home in California to the fires. Heartbreaking, honestly. He's going live on GMA soon to talk about it. And it's a sobering reminder that real life has its share of tragedy, too. Back to our fictional mess. This whole disaster kicked off the moment Willow and Drew decided to throw caution and morality to the wind and kiss. Classic domino effect. Willow's betrayal sent Michael spiraling. His wife cheated on him, ran off with his son and her lover, and then, for added flair, slept with his uncle. So Michael, understandably upset, went to his father's penthouse for some emotional support. Cue the universe saying, "Hold my drink," and tossing a fireball through the window, leaving Michael badly burned and clinging to life. Cause and effect, folks. And now for the bonus subplot of the day, Joss and Dex's gun. People are coming up with all sorts of wild theories, so here's mine. Remember how Sonny supposedly killed Jagger? We all saw him pull the trigger, and Jason allegedly destroyed the gun to cover it up. But what if the gun that actually killed Jagger was someone else's? Maybe it magically resurfaced, planted, of course, probably by Cyrus, and conveniently turned up in Dex's apartment. Boom. Loose end tied up. Sonny gets exonerated, and we edge a little closer to nailing Cyrus for something. Honestly, I'd buy it. Oh, look, Drew has decided to grace General Hospital with his presence, strutting in like he's the world's most devoted friend to Michael. Truly, the audacity is breathtaking. Meanwhile, Nina's still up to her usual tricks, plotting to snatch custody of her grandkids like it's a board game. It's almost impressive how utterly tone-deaf she is to the chaos Michael's family is enduring. Suddenly, Willow's knack for self-absorption makes so much sense. She's clearly taken a page straight out of Nina's playbook. And speaking of Willow, her sudden burst of concern for Michael after he gets hurt. Oh, how touching. Except we all know she'll find a way to turn the situation into yet another episode of The Willow Show. The girl has a talent for making everything revolve around her. Jocelyn better step in soon and deliver some much-needed reality checks because I, for one, am exhausted. One would really brighten my day, though, watching Jason, or Sonny, finally drag Drew back to reality. Someone needs to remind him he's not the main character in this drama. Also, is it just me, or does the rumor about Michael's potential recast make way too much sense? A fire conveniently injures him, and suddenly, we're looking at a new face. Subtle, very subtle. But honestly, all I care about is Carly. This woman does not need to lose another son. Let's hope for once the writers give her a break. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.